Yeah.
Oh dear.
Welcome to FAE Productions After Dark.
Well, good evening. Tonight has been introduced to you by the illustrious and completely shattered Count Morbid. I am Fairy Princess Lolly. This is FAE News Network, and I am here with you guys tonight with Ion the Leprechaun and Famous Dana the Boggin and Baron Gunther Hammerhands the Troll.
Still undefeated.
I tripped.
Well, yes, undefeated, our undefeated Thumb War champion currently, and of course, the ever famous and most beautiful of us all, Count Morbid.
I tripped a little. All the princesses men and all the princesses horses couldn't put me back together again.
Oh dear. That's probably because I
horses
don't
wouldn't be any good at that.
Yeah, no. hooves and things. So
well, no. You use the horses for glue.
For glue. And if you want glitter glue, it's unicorn hooves, right?
Yes.
That's a terrible joke. Poor unicorns. So first of all, to everybody out there in Facebook land, we will not be able to see your name in the comments unless you click the linkity link that you see there in the low bar and allow StreamYard to see your name from Facebook. And second, click like and subscribe and share and get that out there here at the beginning of tonight's FAE News Network broadcast. And so I guess let's get down to business, serious fairy business, you guys.
To defeat the Huns.
What? Oh, Count Morbid, you're at home tonight. I just noticed that. Bye.
No apprentice.
I see your beautiful, creepy setup behind you, and I hear no childling running around creating chaos and havoc.
You say creepy setup as if this isn't what I live like all the time.
Well, I don't know. I do try to give you your space. Less.
It's very mannerly over there.
Yes, very mannerly. Do I hear a bell?
You're a bell.
Your face is a bell.
It sounds like Count Morbid's playing the slots.
Hello, Midnight Star. I see a Midnight Star out there. Welcome to FAE News Network. Okay, you guys. Well, we have actually so many things on the agenda tonight. So I would like to say, Count Morbid, that your night is coming along very well. Very well. Sarnettle is taking up their task quite ambitiously. I'm proud of them.
I was really sick and medicated when I made them a knight, so I was
so far it's working out.
Lots of potions.
It is now your responsibility.
And probably the best decision you ever made. Maybe you should make more while you're high on medication.
Hold on. I cannot make this decision before I have my fairy quill.
Well, yes. Yeah, no. In order to knight somebody, you have to take night quill.
You have to take night quill.
Yes.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that can be officially bottled and sold. Night quill.
I mean, it could be, but it won't make any money.
Or we could also use quills like either porcupines or like a quill like those authentic or gilded quill 1980s authentic pens.
Oh yeah. Yes, the authentic vintage pen,
Right.
made long before. What's that? I see a shiny thing.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to focus on you for a second so I can see it up close and personal.
So this is one of my makeup brushes.
Oh, magical makeup brush.
You got a fancy brush, he does.
Yes,
Mine look like unicorn horns.
Well, they make those too, but this is.
I know. I have a set.
Oh yes. I've also seen a dingle hopper set for the Little Mermaid. Yes.
I like that.
Yes. I'm trying to think if I have anything else exciting, but yes, I've been buying pretty brushes rather than ones that are practical.
Like every other man ever?
Yeah, I was going to say, these are my, if you're familiar with the show Supernatural.
I was in that show.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in on it. Hold on. Give me a second. There it goes.
That's their tap, man.
What's on the other end of it?
It's a brush.
Oh, I
Like,
see
it's
Dakota
often
in
at
the
the end
stream.
of a
Hello,
brush, it's a
Dakota. Thank you
brush.
for joining us. So you have two different sets of very fancy makeup brushes.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, surely one for him to touch and one for his servants to touch.
Does Sarah Nettle know that they have to do your makeup yet?
Oh.
I mean, but I can't even understand, Count Morbid. If you put on makeup, you will be so beautiful that we will not even be able to bear to set our eyes upon thee.
Well, you make it sound like it's a bright glare to look upon me or something. Yeah.
Only when it's bright out. You're very
By the way,
reflective.
I forgot quite what the weird assortment of teddy bears that I have.
No, I don't want to see teddy bears. No.
Terrified of stuffed animals and Muppets.
What is that thing?
Well, spider
Rat
bear,
bear.
skeleton bear. That's a rat bear.
A rat bear.
That's a raven bear. That's a puss-in bear.
Slower. Why did you even have all of these?
The question
There
is,
are
why
things
don't
that
you
man is
have all
not
of
meant
these?
to know, Fairy Princess Lolly.
It's a menagerie over there.
A menagerie.
Oh, my goodness.
And again, somewhere I've got tentacle bear.
You know what it is? It's unbearable.
But yes, the skeleton and spider bear are.
He's practically stuffed with them.
Welcome to our
Okay.
Golden Morbid workshop.
So the one that has the little skeleton on it, it looks like a certain childling's outfit that I know. Doesn't Kanan have an outfit like that?
The Draugr? I think he's a Draugr, yes.
Draugr. Is that what
Yes.
he is?
Well, yes, that's a specific form of Norse undead, I believe.
Really?
Yeah,
I think so.
I did not know that.
yeah. It's an undead warrior.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I
It's
believe you.
it's like a Viking lich.
It's green tentacles.
You know what I saw recently that I thought was cool, and I'm not sure what I would use it for exactly. Perhaps a cat bed. Was this stuffed round thing, sort of like a cat bed, I guess. It's
this
a
the Sarlacc
sarlacc pit,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be for your baby, I guess, to like
Yes.
lay your baby in while maybe you're doing other stuff. And the pictures of the baby in the sarlacc pit are very cute. But I don't have any babies right now.
Babies, it's for
Yes,
sarlacc pits
I'm
that are
currently
visible.
I'm just short of babies, so I guess I'll have to put a kitten into the sarlacc pit instead.
yeah. Oh,
So no. I will mess with the mouse. I'm sorry.
With the chompers, even.
want to see my nutcracker?
Yes, actually I love nutcrackers. But I don't like yours.
Wow.
It's only for small
He
nuts.
said that to me last night. He said that he realized the reason that he liked Sarah Nettle's idea was because it wasn't my idea.
Yes.
So I'm saying that I like nutcrackers, but not that one because it's his.
That's fair.
See, turnabout and all that, right?
Fair play.
Sorry.
Good friend. No, wait. Good friend for. Oh, does that say Jesus? Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be ye man.
I don't
To-
know.
Ye man
Die?
bears. I can't. It's curled on the end, so I can't read that. This stone. Cursed be he
Shit.
that
Oh,
moves
shoot.
my bones.
Is this for being a pirate again?
I don't know, but that
It's
was
Shakespeare, you ingrate. You Philistine. You troglodyte.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
yeah,
Yes.
I,
Oh, by
wow.
the way,
I kind of resemble that remark.
since you have made the horrible mistake of having me like large, I'm showing off various things.
Oh.
This is something that Poppy Renault got me. Duchess Poppy.
See, now Poppy has taste.
Yes. You taste like glitter, I would imagine.
Good save, Kill Morbid. Nice there. I would imagine.
Shakespeare took my ear off. One moment.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to go over the calendar of upcoming events. We had a super packed weekend this weekend. We had the Groundhog Day shenanigans and the birthday bash crash,
That's right.
which yes,
With the gold dragon, yeah.
yes, the Golden Dragon. That was very fun, and the Golden Dragon supplied everybody with party favors and carrot cake with delicious, tasty frosting. We placed bets on whether or not Punxsutawney Phil,
Punxsutawney Phil.
Gesundheit.
Punxsutawney Phil, it's so hard to say his name,
Okay,
would
so I
see
got
his shadow or not.
I got
Will
that
he see his
confused.
shadow? No, he will bite the mayor's ear.
I got that confused because I thought if he saw his shadow, it was gonna be longer winter, and I was like, it's not gonna be longer winter, and he's not gonna see his shadow. I got confused.
This
You had
is why.
them backwards.
I did.
What if he's wearing
did.
sunglasses?
What
you know
if-
what? And it was actually not. It wasn't Phil. It wasn't Phil. It's some. What was it called? A woodchuck in Wisconsin that bit the mayor.
He's Punxsutawney Phil, not Punxsutawney Corey Hart. I wear my sunglasses at night, so yeah, no, okay, never mind. Bad joke.
Your
It died.
knowledge of music is deep.
Yes, well, that's because one of my superhero powers is memorizing lyrics and other useless information. Yes,
Like wearing your sunglasses at night.
Yes.
If Fairy Princess Lolly sees her
Fantastic.
shadow, we get 6 more weeks of glitter.
It's more weeks.
Is this actually a bad thing?
Yes.
If she
I mean, can you make this a thing, an actual thing?
if she doesn't, it's all year round glitter.
Actually, that would be a
Oh,
beautiful thing in
no.
Fairy Blossom. Like if at Fairy Blossom we have some kind of like something like Punxsutawney Phil, but it's like if one of the goblins, comes out of their hole and
Oh, I see.
or
If one of the
again,
goblins, well, I mean, I don't know, sees their shadow.
yeah.
Yes, I do get where you're going with this. So yes,
Do
so
they-
after,
Do they
what?
know what shadows are?
Yes. Well,
Well,
they live
I'm
in the
not
dark.
sure they already
know what
don't
light
think that
is.
Count Morbid is their shadow.
Oh,
Wait, what?
wait, what?
Well, I mean, they did try to Peter Pan him to that log last year and carry him around, right? Isn't that what they tried to do? They tried to tie you up to a log and carry you around. Wait, no,
Oh,
they
you're
tried to
thinking of
impale
the
you with a
wrong
log.
Lost
That's
Boys.
right.
You're thinking of not Peter Pan. You're thinking of the wrong Lost Boys.
The wrong one. Yes, they
You're-
tried
you're
to
thinking-
stake you with a giant log.
Yes, you're thinking Corey Haim. Yeah.
Oh,
So, not
Lord.
to be confused with Corey Hart.
Or Corey Feldman, for that matter.
Well, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, it's okay if you get them confused together for this particular
Oh,
topic.
okay.
Right.
This is the
What?
topic. It's okay to be confused about then.
Yeah.
Yes, so after the Groundhog Day shenanigans at the AFK, then we had the Fairylight Imbolc Circle the next day at Kaya's house. And there were some interesting things that took place there. Of course, we had our beautiful balefire that was nice and blue. And then we had the professor, who isn't with us tonight, but I think, Dana, you will be his proxy in this a little bit later on for reading.
The Royal Charge. Yes, indeed.
The-
All right.
Oh, hold on. They're charging us for being royals now.
No.
Well, it doesn't actually work that way. And if it worked in the chart, the meaning of the word charge that you're giving, like think of all of it, like it's the royal charge.
Well, no.
I
It's
don't
when we're
know.
low
See,
on
this is where I
power.
get confused. Am I giving somebody money? Am I jousting? What is going on here?
No. You're totally wrong. It's when we have to like plug ourselves in because our
Oh,
internet's low.
It's
like-
it's not when we collect our taxes.
No.
It's more like a debt that we owe them right now. Right?
Yes, it's when we have to plug in the lightning connector.
The lightning connector.
that's
Yes,
terrifying.
just stand outside and hold this metal rod. Yes,
Yes.
it's the royal charge.
Yes.
I wonder if that actually works. I'm not willing to personally test it out, but I do wonder if it actually works.
Well, lightning mostly hits the top.
So this coming weekend, which February 8th, that is Saturday, we are having another Shenanigans down in the City of Roses, down in your territory, Count Morbid.
Oh,
we're
that
meeting
means I
up.
should make an effort to come then.
It does indeed. We're meeting up at 2 p.m. at, oh man, what's the name of the game place, Gunther? I always forget.
There's Guardian Games.
At Guardian Games, that's
Yeah.
right. For whatever reason, I always want to say Game Storm, which is actually a
They got a
convention.
tree and a raccoon helping them out.
Guardian Games, yes. There's a... No,
That
that's
wasn't
terrible.
funny.
Okay, so at 2 p.m. at Guardian Games, and we have a room that is reserved there. And from 2 to 6 p.m., we will be doing meet and greet. We will have some introductory materials, and then also we may be having just a little bit of maker prop stuff going on. If there are things that you want to bring to work on or share, feel free to bring those, because we are going to have a room for a few hours. And since the thing that we're doing immediately thereafter is walking around the various installments of the Portland Light Festival, which is an outdoor neon light festival, bringing and assembling and making things for the light ups. So if you have, say 5,000 glow sticks, for example, laying around, you should bring them, and we should crack them all and light them up and make bracelets and headbands and necklaces and all of the things. There will, of course, be games as well involved. So, get out your ears and your wings and whatever other magical, glamoury things you have for yourself. I guess horns if you're a troll, maybe a satyr.
I am not doing the lights on my horns again. It's itchy.
Yes, just
No,
like that,
it's
Count
itchy.
Morbid. And isn't that just such a happy thing to? So we're going to be doing that on Saturday, meeting at Guardian Games in Portland, and then here we go. So that's kind of this coming weekend, and also this coming weekend is February 7th through the 9th is Fool's Cap in Seattle, Washington. And then next weekend, which is the 14th through the 16th, we have RadCon in Pasco, Washington, Sci-Fi Fantasy Convention. And it looks like the 15th through the 17th is the Fan Expo Vancouver, which is in Vancouver, BC. And February 29th to March 1st, we have Bricks Cascade, or AFOL. I don't know what that actually stands for. Bricks Cascade in Portland, Oregon. But it's some kind of a sci-fi fantasy something or other. It's in the geek realm and genre.
Is it a thingamajig or a doohickey or?
It's a whatchamacallit.
Oh, okay.
And February 29th is BrazerCon in Centralia, Washington. Brazier. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that right. BRAZER, BrazerCon. I said, yes, brazier, like a fire. Oh my, you have more light up things than I do, Count Morbid. I think I'm moderately jealous.
Well, this is also a light up crown.
I need that, and you should bring it and give it to me.
Oh, okay.
No, you should give it to me. I want to wear the light up crown. Yes, celebrate. I like it.
Yes,
I need that.
I figured you would, because it's incredibly obnoxious.
Yeah, that's always a good qualifier. Wow, will Fairy Princess Lily like this? I don't know. Is it incredibly obnoxious? Yes.
Does it cause me pain? She'll love it. Oh, by the way,
Sure.
so shockingly, on February 14th and 15th, Valentine's Day weekend, shockingly enough, I will be at PDX, or Fear PDX, being a scary, scary vampire type called
What?
Love Bites.
Love bites. Should we Shenanigans crash your thing? I don't know. I saw that there was a thing at the Seattle Aquarium as well for an I don't know, it was something like Tentacles After Dark or something.
Tentacles After
I thought that sounded strange and interesting for Valentine's Day.
Doesn't it sound strange?
How do you make an octopus laugh?
With tentacles. I've heard that one. We're the only two laughing right now. Count Morbid had to just entirely leave altogether. No, so some of the other really exciting things that I'm speaking of events. These are our events, not really still also on the calendar of events, but in April we now officially have our Beaster Market, and we're actually coordinating with the Beaster Market, and we're having an Earth Day Glow Garden. So the Beaster Market is a handmade artisans market that'll be happening in Tacoma at the Dreyer Masonic Center, and piggybacking, sort of overlapping the end of that and piggybacking then into the evening, we will be having an indoor glow garden party, which is set to be a neon party. And we do have this will be a dross earning event. So if you attend, you will have plenty of opportunity to get your dross for attending, and then perhaps also get your dross from the game that we are in the process of planning. Yes, plotting and planning. So I believe we will in fact hear more from Sarah Nettle on that here in the near future.
The Beaster Jackalope.
Yes, the Beaster Jackalope. So I'm really excited for this. So one of the cool things about this is that any items that anybody happens to buy at the Beaster Market, vendor bazaar, I guess, it will be able to be converted into an enchanted magic item for use in our games and challenges. So you can get an item card for that, and that means you can level yourself up to get more dross when you complete challenges. Yes, just like we did with the fairy market at Fairy Blossom Festival last year. So that's pretty exciting. And then the other really super cool, exciting thing, it is not 100%, but it is at something like 90%, where you know how it is when you work with humans, you just have to be very careful what you put in the contract with all of that wording and stuff.
Yeah, we have to be careful.
Yes, of course we do. We wouldn't possibly want to play tricks on them. Could we? Is the weekend before Halloween. So we, of course, are planning our dumb supper again this year. But then the weekend before Halloween, we are having the opportunity to do what may or may not be our current plan. We're looking at is to do an oddball, like an oddball masquerade costume contest at the Everett Mall, including an all-day event attraction that we're going to have there. So that is pretty exciting. And that one is still, like I said, it's 90% sure. So it's fingers crossed still. I don't want to say, but those are the ideas that are floating around for that one. The Beaster Market is locked in and sealed and secure. So
Earth Day Glow Garden.
Earth Day Glow Garden is happening, and I'm really excited for that one. So
By the way,
everything's going to glow then.
wait, what? Huh?
Everything's going to glow then.
That is the idea. I think we're going to get together too at Kaya's house, or maybe have some maker meetups at the AFK, so that we can start building giant giant neon and fluorescent flowers and trees and other such things to decorate the area, the insides with. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well.
So with the light festival this weekend and the glow garden
in April,
right? When are we going to just have darkness?
Uh,
When's the equal time for just like to sit like with all the lights turned off?
Well, Count Morbid, if that's what you would like to have, maybe you should plan an event.
Oh, the clapper's not working.
Yes, you see, probably never, because you do not like to do work. Maybe you should assign your new knight to plan an event for you, and you can just call it the Darkest Darkness or something.
I said it was very dark.
The
and
Darkness
raining.
of Portsmouth.
Yes. By the way, remind me to speak to you later, but there is somebody started something in Portland near Burnside called, I think, Rainbow City, where again, I keep forgetting about it because my mind keeps walling off the horridness, but somebody has like basically decorated everything with color and rainbows and unicorns and dinosaurs.
You want me to bomb it for you?
Is it a park? What is Rainbow City? It sounds amazing.
Yes. Well, the funny thing is, it'll probably only be about half a mile or less than a mile away from the Guardian Games, actually. So I'll try to send you the address, but it basically looks ridiculously obnoxious, so you'd probably like it. I'll send you a link for later.
We may have to FAE mob it. It would be great.
Yes.
He's a
that works out.
FAE mob, yes.
FAE mob.
Yes, he's very convinced. So he's like, yes, definitely FAE mob it. All the color. I love it.
I
Good sell.
offered to blow it up for him. He said I could do it, so I might do it then.
No, you cannot blow it up.
I can too. He said I could.
Who?
You.
I don't listen to me.
All right. We have to do the drawing for last week's giveaway from Cloakwood, which was the handmade magic mushroom. And then we have artist Susan Schroder, who we will be talking with tonight and interviewing. And do we have the book? Where's the book? Oh, it's under me. It's right here. I have the book. So, yeah, my head wasn't attached. So we are going to go now and to our little drawing screen. Oops, I probably should have done this first. La, 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 la. There we go. I feel like if I look away for 2 seconds, you guys are all making funny faces and stuff behind me while I'm not looking.
We do that when you're looking too.
So just to let you all know, if you are a member of our Patreon channel, you automatically get an entry. If you commented with the word darkness in the comments of the last FAE News live stream, you got either an additional entry or an entry, your initial entry. So I am now going to press the button. Here we go. And we will find out who our winner shall be this evening. What? It is. We have a bunch of names, which is quite exciting. So many new names, and that's also quite good.
You too can get on.
Are there bonuses the more aids you put in darkness?
What?
You can become a patron. And
Not you, Count Morbid. He was mumbling in the background.
Talking to them.
Well, yes. If they spelled darkness with extra A's, did they get bonus entries? Like dark.
As long as it was close to the word darkness, because if you spelled the word darkness CELLO, I'm not going to accept that is just your personal and unique spelling of the word darkness. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. It's getting close. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Try blowing on it. Try blowing on it.
All right. I think it's come to its stop. Oh, there's a crowd this time. That was new. They must have updated this tool. Normally we don't see the crowd waving their hands, but Mary Ryan, congratulations. You are the winner of the handmade magic mushroom from Cloakwood, which Cloakwood is a very mysterious and amazing place. So you should look them up and find them and give them all of your loves. Look, it's even changing colors down here. That's new. It didn't do that last week.
Fancy.
It is fancy. So, all right, back to where we were. Oh, I should do this.
So Barry
Yes.
Ryan should contact us to get.
Yes, you have 48 hours to claim your prize.
Give me
Oh,
the
yeah.
prize.
All right, and now we will bring Susan into our chat here in just a second. Hello, Matt. Hello, Mika. I see you guys out there. Let's see. Our guest artist for tonight is Susan Schroder, and you guys may have seen me do an unboxing of one of her books just earlier. I think it was last week. And then, as it turns out, here we have her live and in person. Susan, hello.
Hello, Susan.
Can you
Can
hear
you
us?
hear us?
Hi.
Hi. You are now
I can
in the
hear you.
stream.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Diddly do.
I know. I'm gonna see if I can get this to. Let's see if I can get this to make you big, so that we're looking at your beautiful and lovely face.
In bigot.
I'm trying.
Big and eight.
Yes, we're trying to embiggen you. There, embiggening. Well, we've definitely embiggened just you. Let's see. If I go back to here, will it? No. What about here?
We don't want to see you.
Why me though? Why does it do that to me? Don't do
Why
that.
me? Why is it always me? And she's gone.
Oh no! Oh no!
Did you lose her?
I did. There she is. Come back.
Do you
So
not
sorry.
even know? Can you not even then?
Gunther? You be
Yeah.
nice.
What?
You be nice.
Is
No.
that a thing? I'm a troll. Is that a thing?
We're pros at this, we promise.
Yes, we're pros at this. No, there's supposed to be a way to do it, but I have not managed to find out what that particular way is yet. So here we go. We will just all share the screen together. One happy little fairy family. Hello, Susan. It's a pleasure to meet you this evening.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I don't need to be big.
Yeah, I said that once too. Then I ended up being over 6 feet tall. So that was a thing.
He ate too many beans, magic beans.
Drank milk, had carrots, and yet I can't say a thing.
Okay, Susan, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your work, if you will.
Sure. My name is Susan Schroder, and I am a fantasy artist. I have been in the art business for over 35 years, selling work. I haven't always sold fantasy artwork. I've been doing that for about 18 years. And I have also recently come out with my first book, which I illustrated and wrote. And that, I think, is the book that you were talking about just a few minutes ago that you did a live unboxing of. And I work in photographic art, which I'm probably best known for. I also work in traditional arts like painting. My favorite medium is watercolors. And I also like to do digital art, meaning that I like to paint on the computer, so to speak, with a tablet. And so I enjoy doing all three things equally.
Ion is very curious to know if painting on the computer ruins your computer.
Not if you do it the right way.
Okay.
No paint is involved, no actual paint. But I do like to paint with real paint and paper as well. So It's just doing different things.
So
I
what did
enjoy
you do?
being. I
Did we
can't
lose you?
hear anything.
Can you? Oh, well, you were
Now
saying you
I can hear
enjoy
you now.
being a. You enjoy being a. Can you hear me now?
I can
Oh,
hear you.
I just enjoy having. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, just fine.
I just enjoy doing all different types of work. I find it enjoyable to learn a lot of different things, and even though it's probably not the most suggested thing in the art business or in art school, they don't tell you to do a lot of different things. They always encourage people to find one thing that they like and get really good at it and master it and stick with that. And I have always enjoyed doing a variety of things. I think it's a lot more fun to do a lot of different things. So that's what I was saying.
Oh, gotcha. So what did you do before you were doing fantasy art? Because you said you've only been doing that for about 18 years, but you've been an artist for much longer, almost twice that amount of time.
Right, yes. Well, prior to doing fantasy art, I did art for a lot of business art. So I did a lot of advertising art and graphics. I did t-shirt art. And then I just did paintings that weren't fantasy related that I sold. I painted logos on for different businesses. And so I did that for a pretty long time. And then when I discovered photography is something that I actually have always loved as well, but I didn't do fantasy photography until about 18 years ago. I started doing that when Photoshop became a thing. I went to school long before Photoshop was invented, so I had to teach myself how to do all of that. And so I started doing that type of work. And then I became kind of well known for fantasy photography. And I do all of my own photography as well. I don't use stock photography for anything. All the backgrounds, all the models are photographed by me. If there's costumes, they're usually real. Either I've made them or I can also digitally paint them in. So I have a lot of different things that I like to do. So prior to about 18 years ago, I worked for pretty much anything people would pay me for. I did a lot of portraits. I did a lot of animal portraits because those were very popular. But now I mainly do fantasy artwork of any kind.
So what caused you to make that leap of faith into, away from, I guess, to come into your own?
So what made me to start doing fantasy art? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Well, I really just stumbled into it. I've always liked fantasy art and books and the whole fantasy world. Although I didn't really work in that world, I've always enjoyed it. So it really wasn't that difficult for me to sort of switch into something else. So, but I kind of stumbled on it when I was doing photography, and I started manipulating photos to create fantasy artwork. People just saw it and started asking me if they could have it done for themselves. And it was sort of just a business that sort of fell into my lap. I just started doing it for people. I started charging money, and it just kind of snowballed from there. It just kept going until it became a pretty big business for me.
So your process is normally that you start with a photograph that you've taken, and then you digitally alter this into being an awesome fantasy painting of some sort?
Yes. Well, when I first started, I'd say that I I started with my own family because that I wasn't selling anything yet. So I just sort of took my daughter mostly, and her friends, because she was in dance, so she had a lot of friends. And I just started taking photos of them and turning them into fairy photos. And as soon as everybody saw them, they wanted to buy them, and of course have their own kids in it. And so that's what I started to do.
So what events, or where can people find you? Do you do events anymore, or private sittings? What's that? What's the scoop there?
I actually don't do it anymore at all. That's where I started, and that was about 18 years ago. And I did it for a pretty long time, where I took commissions from people, and I do still take commissions occasionally, but mostly I just do my own work now, and I sell just fantasy artwork that I've created. And of course, I'm interested in continuing making more books and illustrating more books. So I don't actually take too many commissions anymore. I just don't really have the time for it. I stay pretty busy doing what I'm doing now.
So can I say something about your book? Because I don't know if you saw it when I did the unboxing, but I'm really, this is, so I don't know if you saw me. Is it okay if I do that? Can I show your book for one? Like, that's okay, right? Like, I mean, I did that in the unboxing, but so this book,
yeah.
I don't know that it can really be seen very well because it's so faded on the page, but there's a music bar there. And I have managed to get that music.
I did see that, yes.
Yes. Well, you put it there, so it's there, but I intend to play this music, to learn how to play this music on my flute and play it. I didn't know it was there, and was really a surprise for me when I opened the book. And I thought, oh, because I sort of have this thing with finding music that is like snippets of music. I found a bar of music on the back of the Goonies map, the prop replica for the Goonies map. There's a bar of music on the back. And so I hunted that down, and I'm going to play that. And I just like to find music in these weird little places that you would never really imagine that they are, and then play them and hear what they sound like. Like if I find music that's on a sheet music in a painting, right? So it's a painting of a piece of sheet music. I always wonder, I wonder what that sounds like. So I kind of have this weird little thing about playing them, and there's music in your book. So now I want to play it. So don't tell me what it is. If it is anything,
I would love that.
I just am going to play it, and I'm going to make a tiny little video.
So I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have plenty of youngsters that watch us. What would be the advice you would give to any youngster that is interested in art and might want to pursue their artistic life?
I can't hear what's being said.
Oh, no, really?
Oh,
okay, I will repeat the question. The question was, what advice would you give to new or young starting artists that want to pursue an artistic career?
So advice for young artists, is that correct?
Yes.
You know, I actually get a lot of emails from student artists all the time. It seems like in a lot of art schools, and this is from around the world too, that they have assignments where they need to find some artists that they, I don't know, are going to be inspired by. So I get actually a lot of messages from aspiring art students. And one of the things that I like to tell them is that.
Uh-oh. That is no. That is terrible.
Cliffhanger.
It's like that joke in that one movie where he's going along and he falls through the ceiling. One of the things I like to tell them is Oh no! Come back, Susan. She's back.
She was,
Okay,
she was
I see her.
this close to revealing the secret of life.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It was torturous.
And the Holy Grail is located at, yeah.
Yeah. We're kind of joking about the timing of you dropping off for a second there. All right, can you hear us, Susan?
Of life.
All right, Susan, are you able to hear us? Yes?
I can kind of hear you. I guess it's not a very good connection.
Okay. We were just joking about when you dropped off because you said no.
What?
The timing it's killing me. Oh my goodness. All right.
The timing is killing me.
She'll come back. It's okay. We'll wait for her to come back. I see her.
It's like the perfect timing for comedy. Like
except for that, if it happens one more time, it's not gonna be comedic anymore.
Dang.
So, well, okay. We have you back again. You've dropped off twice now.
I'm back.
I don't know if you see that on your end, but you have over here. So, okay. So one of the things that you tell new artists or the ones that contact you looking for guidance.
I tell them to. It's mostly photographic students that contact me. And I tell them to make sure that they have a strong foundation in traditional art, because even if you're a photographer or a photographer, having a foundation in traditional arts is the thing that has helped me the most to be a more realistic photographer as well in creating fantasy art in photography. So that's the thing. That's the advice I give most people is, even if you don't feel like you're a great traditional artist, take some classes or at least try to learn about traditional art and color and lighting through traditional arts. And it's really going to take you a long way, no matter what type of art you end up doing.
There are fundamental or core ideas in traditional art that, even though you may not be doing that yourself, those ideas are versatile across many mediums. That's what I'm understanding.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and I think that's maybe what separates me. Yes,
is that you've gone the extra lengths to have that really good foundation under your feet. That makes sense. So this is the book then.
Well, I studied traditional art in school.
Before you started doing your digital art. Yeah, well, of course, because you said that the digital art didn't even really come along until after the fact. So I guess that would make sense.
Right. Yes, digital art and digital photography, both.
So will you tell us a little bit? So this is the book that you want to also do the giveaway for tonight, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about this in your own words?
Did you say that one more time?
Can you tell us a little bit about it? Just
tell you a little bit about the book?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like I said, I like doing a lot of different things, and I absolutely love fantasy books as well as fantasy art. And I just decided that I thought it'd be fun to try to illustrate my own book, my own story. And the inspiration comes from nature. I love, one of my favorite topics for art is the seasons. And that's where the title of the book comes from. It's Circle the Sun, meaning the journey in the book takes place in all 4 seasons and takes place over a year. And so in each book that we'll be visiting each season, and that's where my main inspiration comes from.
Nice. And the whole thing is color. So this is a really great grab, and I'm super excited. Thank you for offering this up for the giveaway. And so the way that we do this for the folks out there is that if you would like to be entered to win a copy of Circle the Sun by Susan Schroder, then when we are done with the live stream, leave the comment. And I actually decided what the magic word would be. The magic word is going to be soul, S-O-L. You just leave the magic word soul in the comments section on the YouTube video, tonight's YouTube video. And then you will be entered to win a copy of this book, the drawing for which we will do on the next FAE News Network live stream, which is in 2 weeks,
or a fortnight.
Yes, a fortnight. I can't remember the exact date of that. I guess if I add 14, the 19th, February 19th. So if I do some quick math in my head there. So, and that's how that will go. And is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers tonight?
Well, I also thought I'd add to whoever wins your drawing, and the person that I send the book to, I'll add a drawing in the front cover or the inside front cover, like I did to the one that I sent you. It'll be an original pencil drawing. And
wow, that is wonderful. That is super generous of you. I'm just gonna peek over here really quick, and I just want to take, before we let you go, a little quick peek at this is your website. Oh, I was gonna ask you, do you have a calendar for this year? I know you've done them in the past.
I don't. I have done in the past, but I haven't done one in quite a few years now, so I don't have one for this year.
I like this sort of Eastern motif that is going on in this picture. Load, ooh, beautiful. What is this a map of in this picture right here that says explore?
It's just a map that I made up. I didn't put, it's a lot of different places maybe that you've encountered in storybooks, but it's not anything specific. It's just something fun that I thought I just did for my own self.
The map of your own magical realm.
Yeah, it's not of any particular realm. I just created a map with a lot of different elements from lots of different stories that I've read.
So I am looking at SusanSchroder.com, and this is just a quick view of her art. She's here with us today. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight, Susan, and I look forward to sharing this around for the next 2 weeks, actually, showing everybody you can get this awesome book. So thank you so much.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Having me.
Of course. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks. Good night to you too.
Right.
Good night.
Good night. It's so long, farewell. Our feet is saying good night.
Right.
See, based on
Oh, now is when you wanted to ask a question, Count Morbid?
well, no. It's just that when you were asking her if she had any final last words, I thought she was going to say, and the meaning of life is.
Uh-oh. Hold on. What happened to Count Morbid?
He was making the joke by dropping off. The meaning.
Oh! Okay, here we go. Let's see. There. He better get back here. He better get back here, or I'm gonna redefine the meaning of his life for him.
That sounds very meaningful.
Oh, Count Morbid. I don't see
You're the
you.
slowest.
How do you summon a slow? Do we have to hiss for him? Like,
You put out dead bodies in front of the house.
this was on the floor. I don't know what it is. Oh, aren't you supposed to not touch that part?
I know what it is.
Okay. Well, you're kind of the expert in human technology, so
It's a thing that they have in their phones and stuff.
does it? Oh,
They remembers things.
well, is it supposed to be? Where is it supposed to? Okay.
Probably not on the floor.
Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Count Morbid. Or not. You know, you're setting a very terrible example for Gunther right now, and I do not appreciate it.
No, I got it drilled in my head not to pay attention to Count Morbid. You told me that, so I've been trying to yeah.
All right. Well, the next thing that we have on the agenda this evening is for Femistina to read for us the what was it? A decree, an edict, something from the High Court.
The royal charge, as she said before.
Yes, the royal charge from the High Court. That's right.
Which was delivered upon the Birch
Yes.
Park scroll.
Are you barking at me?
I was trying to remember what it was.
A birch bark scroll?
I was just gonna say bark scroll, but I knew the tree was birch.
A barking squirrel.
It's a thing.
Squirrel.
It's just, I heard a barking squirrel.
I don't know. I'm just watching Count Morbid build something of a Scroogely looking snowman back there. I'm not out of baskets, maybe. I don't know.
I heard that according to a dog, squirrels are just tennis balls that you don't have to throw.
I like that. I like that. I'm actually wondering if you just put them in an enclosed space where a squirrel couldn't go up a tree, for example, if they were just in a big room, how long would they both be able to run around before one of them got tired? Who would get tired first, the dog or the squirrel?
There's also dog fae, aren't there? Because there's the Kaithshi, which are cats. The
What?
Kaithshi and fairy dogs. I'm trying to remember, like
Corgi.
No.
Well, those are mounts. Corgis
Those are terrible.
I'm talking kind of like Puka, but just dogs.
Oh, I
don't like corgis.
Yes.
No, Gunther doesn't like corgis because one of them bit him once.
The mean corgi got him.
Famous Dana.
The mean corgi's dead now.
If Gunther disliked everything that bit him,
I would have no friends. I know.
yes.
Well, I mean, so what you're saying is that it's actually a sign of friendship if you bite Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds terrifying to me.
Yeah, we still can't hear you. Say something, Famous Dana.
Nope. She's quiet as a dormouse.
Yeah.
Also, probably a tennis ball you don't have to throw.
I don't know, but how you can't read to us if we can't hear you.
Turn on your microphone.
Like you're on
Turn
mute.
it on.
I'm gonna try to.
She cracks me up with that. The flailing arm bit.
Okay, now I put her on mute. Nope. Now, yeah, she's not on mute. Now say something. Maybe you should try to go out and come back in.
We should unplug the thing.
The Susan Schroder approach.
Have you tried unplugging?
No, not unplug it like that.
Have you tried turning your boggin on and off?
Have you tried turning your boggin on and off again? Well, so now it shows that she's on mute. Oh, now she's not on mute. Okay,
See,
try again, Dana.
I don't know if things are better.
This is what I meant about charging your boggins.
So it did work. I turned my boggin on and off again, and now we can hear.
I actually got a thing that came up on the mirror that said your thing has been unplugged. If you want to use it again, you need to like plug it back in. And I went, why didn't you tell me that before?
I
So
didn't
you all
know.
hear that, famous Dana. It is a fact.
All right, you can now hear you.
I can now read. Woohoo! All right. By decree of their royal majesties, Queen, yes, magistries, yes. Queen Una and King Finvara of Nakma Hill, the kingdom of Connaught. Okay. Quote, who does not learn from the past is doomed to repeat it. Close quote. The long winter claimed the dreams of many. Like a curse, most fell into hibernation, never to reawaken. We have seen that from a few seeds, the great thaw has reached the kingdom of storms. Thus, the time draws near for renewed welcome among the courts and the peerage of the gentry, so that the kingdom of storms might resume its rightful and sovereign place. Before the ceremony of peerage can commence, however, the bark scrolls of history must be restored. Let the future be lost to the past once again. Okay. Complete this restoration successfully, and the keys to the kingdom shall once again be yours. Present your findings at the High Court this midsummer in the village of Fairyblossom. On Esolas August Dorcha, their royal majesties, High King Finvara and High Queen Una.
There you go. No, this is the letter that arrived at Imbolc and into the hands of the professor, presumably because he's, I don't know, the plaything of the queen, and so she makes him do things at her bidding, and so.
If you ask the queen, everybody's her plaything.
How do witches buy their herbs? In bulk.
In bulk, yes. We laughed so much about this. I mean, yes.
I mean, that was a good joke. I agree.
It was a terrible pun.
You're a terrible pun.
That's actually a good pun.
It's a good one. It's not very punishing at all.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Compared to that one,
way,
yeah.
So where were they from? Like, I cannot take it anymore. Like,
wait, Nakma Hill?
Yeah. Well, I thought you said something about Connaught.
In the kingdom of Connaught?
Yeah.
Like you cannot take it any longer. You know.
You cannot knock on the hill? Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot pronounce this word.
Apparently, I could not. I apologize.
I cannot pronounce it, and that is how it got its name. It just eventually grew shorter and shorter into Connaught. So, what do you say? Shall we move on to some wacky news for the evening? We have a lot of articles lined up, and I see the Spy Master out there in the audience.
Yay.
Yes, he's wondering if any tea has been spilt. I guess
I think it defeats the purpose when you point out that the Spy Master is here.
But he said it himself. He was like, "Heads up, Spy Master in the crowd, woo woo." I mean,
I feel like a rave should have started just then.
Maybe he's just trying to figure out if
maybe he's a Spy Master. Wait,
Spy Master up in the house. I don't know. I'm just trying to be hip with it. Okay.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, we shall do news, and we have.
We're gonna do a couple choices.
Yes, a couple of choices. Let me look at what's on the list. Oh man, a Florida article.
Oh
It
no,
doesn't
not
what
another
doesn't
Florida
happen in
man.
Florida.
Florida Fae. Florida changeling. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I really kind of want to be between these first two. So the article number one, for all of you out there who are listening in the crowd, article number one is North Carolina man run over by deer in a McDonald's parking lot. That is article number one. If you want to hear article number one, type number one. And
oh no, the McDonald's secret ingredient got away.
we have this timer. I'll set it to timing. Yes.
We haven't given them a 2 yet.
Well, if you'd stop talking. Okay, here's the timer. Wait, I gotta set it here. You can kind of see it. Okay. Article number two is pterodactyl sighting in Florida. Article number two. And if you want to hear the pterodactyl sighting, press number two. If you want to hear about the North Carolina man who was run over by a deer at McDonald's, press number one. So, number one, deer runs over North Carolina man. Number two, pterodactyl sighting in Florida. Let's see. You have until the timer runs out to put your vote in. Just
Put
type
your
it.
vote out. That's
Yes.
all about.
No, yes, number one is the deer runs over a North Carolina man, and number two is pterodactyl sighting in Florida. Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Yes, our swampy native land. Oh, okay. I see Lady Ash put number two. She basically wants to hear about crazy Florida. And that is the only entry that I see. So guess what, Lady Ash? You win. Florida pterodactyl it is. So let us get to the screen share.
It's a P pterodactyl.
There's a joke about this.
They all pee on.
No, it's something. Oh wait. I know what it is. Okay, wait. Hold on. I gotta get this to the right place, and then I'll show you. I know what it is. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Should I hit the share button?
I already did, I think.
Nope.
Oh, then yes. I knew there was something to be remembered here. I knew that pterodactyl was reminding me of something. Gunther, I got you a gift.
Is it dinner?
Is it dinner?
No, it is not dinner. This Gunther is actually a book to help you learn your human letters, and it is called P is for Pterodactyl. It is the worst alphabet book ever. And
P is for tsunami.
P is for tsunami.
Is that like K is for night?
Yes, it is like K is for night.
Yes, in this book. Now I'm not going to go through the whole thing because that's for you to do. But it starts right here. A is for isle.
That doesn't start with an A, does it? Oh,
That's the point.
In aeons. And 9 tiny beasts meet to have a feast.
I feel like I'm going to be reading that a lot this summer.
Boy, if you can read it fast, I'll be so impressed. All right. Back to our article. Pterodactyl sighting in Florida. Let's see. Where is it?
Did you lose it?
It's over there.
I lost it. No, I'm looking for it. It's
What
right.
is
It's right there.
Princess Ladybug's mother's name?
Lady Ash.
Oh,
What?
there you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. She says, does our most illustrious of chefs have a copy of her proclamations? Ember. Oh, yes. We can see to it that a copy of the proclamation is is put in a place for all to read.
It's a shadow proclamation.
Yes. At this exact moment, not yet, but after we're done here this evening, we will make sure that that happens. Here we go. Florida pterodactyl sighting. A woman in Florida says she and her family saw a big-sized bird she believed to be a pterosaur. Pterosaur?
Pterosaur.
Pterosaur.
Okay. Pterosaur. This is it's true. P is for pterodactyl, was for me. The 42-year-old woman, a registered nurse who provided a full name and contact information but asked to remain anonymous, says she and her family were in their backyard, that typo, in Apopka, where the unidentified creature showed up earlier this month. My mom and my aunt, what?
Polka?
Apopka.
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 They're in their town.
Alpaca?
Alpaca. Oh, man. Okay. My mom and my aunt saw it standing on the ground. She told Cryptozoology News about the daytime encounter. It noticed them, and then it went hiding in the shadows. The eyewitness describes it as a big pterodactyl-looking winged creature. And here we have a very authentic artist rendition. It had massive shoulders and that sentence doesn't make sense. And protruding as it moved, she said. But I guess maybe it's a direct quote.
As I move too.
You have massive shoulders that protrude as you move?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's very fascinating. Thunderbird, also known as rock, is the nomenclature used by the Native Americans to refer to bird-like creatures with reptile features that are believed to be related to the extinct pterosaurs. 2 species of vultures inhabit the Sunshine State. Why do they call it the Sunshine State when it's more like the hurricane haven?
Well, because the sun shines there a lot.
It seems like it hurricanes more than it sunshines.
Because PR.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. PR.
Nobody wants to go to Hurricane Central. Everybody wants to go to the Sunshine State. Got it. Okay. The turkey vulture and the black vulture. Those are the 2 vultures.
The native vultures.
The native vultures.
Which are kind of...
And that's the end of the article. And by the way, 2 types
Was it written by a Florida man?
Well, probably the next best guess for what it could be after a pterodactyl.
A stork.
No.
A blue heron.
A vulture.
But that doesn't even sound pterodactyl-like. I mean, tall, skinny, pointy thing in front that's long. Vultures don't have a huge, long, pointy.
That totally described Gunther.
Yeah. Wait, what?
A giant
Have you been
He's got a protruding, and he comes out of shadows.
He's probably that boy or not.
I don't know how I get brought into this like this, but it's not very nice.
Oh dear. Okay, here we go. The next article. That was such a weird ending for that article. It's like it ended halfway or right in the middle of it.
They didn't complete the thought about the vultures. They just said,
yeah, they were just like, and they exist. The end.
These are the 2 native vultures to this state.
Yeah, that was just a weird ending. Okay, so here we have North Carolina man run over by a deer in McDonald's parking lot, or strange cases of ghostly troll hauntings.
It's not just troll hauntings, but ghostly trolls.
Ghostly troll hauntings, yes. So trolls that were.
Or are they ghost hauntings of trolls?
I mean, it depends on which troll you're asking.
If you want number 1, which is North Carolina man run over by a deer. North Carolina man got run over by a deer.
On his way to chicken nuggets.
On his way to get some chicken nuggets.
Man. And then also number 2, if you want number 2, which is the strange cases of ghostly troll hauntings. Oh, Lady Ash, quick on the number 2. There it is. She's like, nope, go troll. Yes, she does know what she wants. Okay, here we go. Ghostly troll hauntings. Let's see. I did see that there was a comment there. North Carolina man could do with assistance from Florida man.
Florida man.
I know, right? Doing the things that Florida man can.
It's Carolina man. No one knows why.
Florida man hates Carolina man. They have a fight. Florida wins. Florida man.
Sounds very tragic.
Did he hit him like a hurricane?
He rocked him like a hurricane, yes. Here we go. Strange cases of ghostly troll haunting.
That still looks better than Gunther.
Oh, ouch.
I'm pretty sure that that's actually more what Gunther's arch nemesis looks like.
I mean,
okay, here we go.
Before coffee.
I mean, that looks like a bridge troll, just saying.
See? I'm just saying.
It's adorned with bells.
Hauntings sometimes seem to be a dime a dozen, taking many forms, and they are most often attributed to lost spirits of the dead lurking about to cause chaos and trouble. Yet not all haunting. I really should try to learn how to read like that guy from Planet Earth, or the one that, you know, like does the videos. Yet not all hauntings necessarily follow this pattern, and some are definitely weirder than others. Among the various cases of spectral paranormal phenomena are those that seem harder to classify and which seem to involve entities other than the ghosts we typically expect. You think they'll hire me?
It's worth a shot.
Let's see. Here, we will look at a selection of very weird accounts that seem to involve some sort of troll-like entities, which serve to expand on just what our definition of haunting really is. Okay, one very strange case appeared in Arthur Meyer's 1986 book, The Ghostly Register, and comes to us from the 1980s in the quiet town of Somerville, Massachusetts. Is anything in Massachusetts quiet? Come on. That's where Salem is at, right?
Anything in Massachusetts not haunted?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's
all haunted.
It's all haunted. All
haunted,
of it.
border to border.
That's right.
It's in their brochures. We're haunted from border to border.
No, is it really? It was a believable joke. and I don't know. I haven't been border to border in Massachusetts.
It actually, might be a believable joke.
Thank you, famous Dana, for backing
PR. I mean, public relations stuff, right?
Okay. Here we go. Here, a woman known only as Karen moved into a three-story Victorian era house in 1983. And it seemed like this was the house of her dreams. For a few months, it was. But then some odd things began happening around the property. Karen would often go down to the basement and find it was flooded, with a sheen of water covering the place for no discernible reason.
Because they had a leak.
The pipes seemed to be fine, Gunther, and there was no sign of where the water was coming from. But at first, she just figured there must be a leak somewhere and thought nothing more of it.
See?
But this would soon prove wrong. See? Other strange phenomena began to crop up in the house, beginning with a feeling of insidious dread that would descend upon her when she was on the second and third floors of the house. This inexplicable feeling of stifling fear graduated to an unshakable sense of an actual presence in the room with her. It's giving me goosebumps.
I wonder how she existed on the second and third floor at the same time. Maybe she's the ghost.
Well, maybe she did it in the same way as the Philadelphia experiment. Is that what it was called? You know, the one where the people were found in between the decks of the ship.
Well, that explains why she's got a leak.
She's in a ship.
No, I'm just.
Or they could just be halfway up the stairs.
Or that. Tag nabbit. Okay. Let's see. Graduated unshakable fear of a sense of an actual presence in the room at night. Of its being almost like an animal. Wait, I had a feeling of a presence at night of being almost like an animal, as though it had claws or wanted to bite me. Such was the potency of this that although the house bedrooms were on the second and third floors, she refused to sleep there, instead sleeping on the relatively bearable first floor. So that's like Krampus in a hotel hallway. I don't know what's happening in that picture, but it doesn't look very troll-like in a weird house. She might have been able to chalk this up to mere nerves and her imagination if it weren't for the fact that someone else would experience it as well. Karen would end up gaining a roommate to live with in the house, and this new person had a room up on the third floor. Not even 1 week had passed before the roommate was complaining of the sense of something menacing in the room with her at night. So strong that she was unable to... It's giving me goosebumps, man. So strong that she was unable to sleep with it lurking in the darkness, as well as that her bed always seemed to be moved against the wall in the morning, no matter how many times she moved it back to its position.
Very Princess Lolly?
Yes.
Have you checked your house right now to make sure there's not a horned troll anywhere in your house?
Well,
if you were to look into a hallway, is there a horned troll standing there?
You know what? Let me go look for you, Fairy Princess Lolly. I got this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let Gunther go look and see if he can find a troll anywhere.
Yeah, see if there's a horned troll standing behind Fairy Princess Lolly or anything.
All right, hang on.
See what's behind me right now? No trolls. No trolls are behind me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I can it might be hiding behind the thing again.
Okay, back to the story. Wait.
I got my masher.
What?
I got my masher ready.
Don't break the mirror.
Okay, here we go.
Ouch.
She told Karen of this, who told the roommate of her own experiences, and it seemed that there was definitely something weird going on. After this, the two women began experiencing increasingly strange phenomena, such as their belongings being moved to various places in the house without explanation, and poltergeist activities such as lights and other electronics turning on and off by themselves, all of which pointed to the house being perhaps haunted. The terrified occupants apparently reached out to a psychic who came to take a look around and came to a very bizarre conclusion. According to the psychic, the phenomena they were experiencing was not the results of traditional ghosts, but rather bizarrely, it was all due to the psychic attacks of a troll that lived in an underground spring that passed right under the house.
Okay, I'm going to say this for my people. We don't have psychic powers.
You don't.
Yeah. It's just not a thing.
Other ones that do.
Well, perhaps it's more of an aura of dread that some have.
Or just the clever kind.
Or maybe just a bad smell that emanates upwards. I mean...
Are you talking about my armpits again?
I think...
Okay, go ahead, Dana.
I think she was being trolled in the other way.
No. Well, so...
Have you tried turning your boggin on and off?
It's kind of interesting though, because it is true that fairies trooping fairies specifically travel across the land through field, forest, through water in straight lines, following the paths of underground streams that run underneath the land that we can't see. So streams and along other ley lines and other such things. So it's actually kind of interesting that that's what the psychic came up with. I think that there was assuming there's actually a spring that passes under the house. It's kind of interesting, right? So the troll had apparently been trapped ever since the house had been built there. It had then supposedly chosen to direct its psychic energy at the new occupants of the house, and that was what was causing all of the strangeness. They arranged a ritual in order to cleanse the house of this supernatural force, and the psychic would say of all of this, sometimes what we think of as ghosts, human beings who have died, are instead what might be called noxious rays, earth energies that are blocked. I felt this troll was stuck there. We did a ritual releasing of him. What came to me was to send him to another plane where his energies could be transformed into a more positive and fruitful experience.
We can do that?
That's a really cute troll.
I
So we're
don't want
feeding
to
him
go
fruit?
to another plane.
I mean, maybe he was angry and he wanted to upgrade to a G6. Apparently, after the ritual, the troll talked to Karen and asked if it could stay, but she told it no, after which it went away for good and there were no further incidents.
How rude.
What?
It surely talked to the psychic.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was going to say, this is the ultimate Karen wanted to talk to the manager story. Like some troll shows up and goes, I'm an evil troll. I'm here to destroy your life. And Karen's like, I want to talk to your manager.
I want to talk to your manager. Okay.
We need evidence of her haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be.
Karen's
that would be the
haircut is
final.
its own cryptid.
So, let's see. What is it we're looking at here? It doesn't seem to have been a ghost in the traditional sense of the word. So, was this some sort of other phenomena? Perhaps an interdimensional. Was it some other phenomenon? Perhaps an interdimensional interloper or something else. It's hard to say. Another account of what sounds like some sort of troll or troll-like entity comes from a commenter on Your Ghost Stories, who says that this happened in 2000 in West London in the United Kingdom. One evening in the summer of that year, the witness says she was troubled by a very vivid dream in which she relived the entire day and came in to go to sleep only to see herself sleeping in her room, and disturbingly also saw a hideous troll-like entity by her bedside staring at her.
It was not me.
She says of this, I opened my bedroom door. I saw myself sleeping on my Japanese-style futon bed. I could see myself sleeping, and then to my shock and horror, there was an ugly and frightening troll-like thing sitting at my feet. This thing was squatting and had dark brownish hairy body and very big claw-like feet, big ears, and big red bulging eyes the size of snooker balls. What's a snooker?
So snooker is a game similar to billiards.
Oh, okay. Snooker balls without pupils. Its arms were thin but muscular, and it had very sharp and long nails. It was just looking straight on and didn't seem to notice me. It had freaked me so much, I lunged to attack this creature with a ceremonial sword that I used to have hung on my wall. Shouting at it before the sword touched it, I suddenly awoke shouting and sweating heavily. I remember thinking that whatever that thing was, it was not good, and it left me shook and frightened. Yeah, I did read that right. Okay. That night, I slept on the couch downstairs with the TV on. I couldn't believe how vivid and real this dream was. It was a carbon copy of everything that had happened from time to time. I left work up until it happened. The words. It was a carbon copy of everything that had happened from the time I left work to until the time I entered my room. Man, that sentence was really hard to read for some reason. Holy smokes. She goes on to
don't know
explain.
that at all. Sorry.
Okay. She goes on to explain that when she was a child, she had occasionally been harassed by smallish troll or gnome-like creatures that would vanish into thin air, and suspects that the creature was drawn to her because she had a younger daughter roughly the same age as she had been when these terrifying experiences happened to her.
We
She
call
also
those stalkers.
What?
We call those stalkers.
It'd be pretty creepy to think that a stalker followed her all the way through her life like that. She also
Right.
claims that she once
Yeah.
took a photo of her daughter only to find a thick, wavy, smoke-like cloud, all of which leads her to believe that this is some sort of demon that is drawn to children. What is this thing she encountered?
Oh my God, she doesn't understand it, so it must be a demon. Woo!
Or a troll?
Well,
Not
no one
all
ever
of it.
understands trolls.
No one never tries to understand trolls.
What? We like you and try to understand you.
Okay,
Oh
well
my
that's
God,
you.
Did Gunther just go angry teenager? Nobody understands my music.
I mean,
Nobody
you did a little
understands
bit.
my music. That's true.
Let's see. I've learned about Gunther that in Troll Kindergarten they eat a lot of dirt.
Well, yeah.
He still
hungry,
eats a
you're
lot
hungry.
of dirt.
Oops, he still eats a lot of dirt.
Right.
Oh dear. Yeah. That's how they polish rocks, right? With troll saliva. So let's see. Not all of these experiences happen in homes, and there is a very creepy report from a witness on True Ghost Tales who saw some sort of ethereal troll-like creatures as she was driving with her daughter on the way home to her mother's house in 2008 in Campbell County, East Tennessee. The house they were going to was in a very quiet rural area along a winding 2-lane road. As they turned a bend, they then saw something that they were not prepared for. And the eyewitness says, I came zooming around the curve in the road and immediately had to swerve my car to avoid hitting it sitting on the side of the road. I slowed down and got a good look at the back side of it. It was sitting with its back to the road, its legs stretched out in someone's driveway, its butt actually on the road. A bad place to be lounging in a blind curve like that. I looked at it. My daughter in the front passenger seat looked at it. It was on her side of the car so she could see it better, and it obviously terrified her. Now, for what I saw, at first I assumed it was a Halloween decoration some moron had put into the road. It looked like a stuffed dummy or a scarecrow type thing. It was wearing all black, a black hat, and a shabby-looking black coat. I even saw long black hair, oddly shiny. I remember that clearly, really straight down the center of its back. Its posture was odd. It was kind of slumped over, and the back of its coat looked lumpy, like stuffed with leaves, which is one of the reasons I assumed it was a dummy. I was still slowly passing it after having come to an almost complete stop to look at it, beginning to be indignant that someone thought it was a joke to put it in the road, possibly causing an accident. But as I passed it, still staring at it, it turned and looked at me over its shoulder. All I remember seeing for a split second before I hit the gas and got the heck away was glittering black eyes and a black, wrinkled, sunken-in face, reminding me of a rotten apple for some reason. Apparently, the troll just then vanished into thin air and she never saw it again. One wonders just what is going on with outlandish accounts like this.
I wish I could learn to do that.
I'm sorry, what?
I wish I could learn to do that. Just vanish into thin air. Nothing around. Gone.
You have to take lessons from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh.
Calvin had it down.
Hobbes had it done.
No, Calvin had it down. Maybe they both had it down. I remember Calvin having it down. Let's see. Perhaps we are looking at something that transcends the usual boundaries of what we consider a haunting to be. Perhaps these are not the spirits of the dead, but another league of entity altogether, something that perhaps crawled in between the spaces of dimensions and the cracks within the universe itself. Are these things from beyond the veil between realities, ghosts, demons, or something else altogether? Whatever they are, there can be little doubt that these reports are truly creepy. End of that article. I don't know. They all three gave me goosebumps. The one I liked best, though, was actually the one with the troll in the stream under the house.
The first.
Yes. For some reason, that one seemed the most realistic to me.
Sounds like the plot to Leprechaun.
What?
Or no,
we're not bringing up that
Trolls.
movie. No, we're not bringing up that movie. No,
That movie Trolls.
Leprechaun.
I don't think I've ever.
Is this Warwick Davis's birthday?
Who's Warwick Davis?
What?
He is
He's the Leprechaun.
Wicked,
who
Willow.
acted in many movies, including Star Wars and Harry Potter and stuff. And Willow.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Okay.
He's a big actor.
Well, a little while.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
I
So,
think you got goosebumps because your arms are showing.
no, because I don't have goosebumps now. And I only got goosebumps when I was talking about the people encountering the weird little entities. I guess, though, that it just, the first one is the one that seemed like it had the most realistic scenario based on fairy knowledge. So that I have. The other ones seemed, I mean, the one I believe the most is the pterodactyl, to be honest.
Oh no.
Okay, shall we do one more, do you think? One more?
Oh yeah.
If we can make a relatively short one.
And we better see you this weekend, Count Morbid. Or else. Hey, when you come, you better bring all of your recyclables so that we can turn them in.
I have a closet full of them.
Excellent. So let's see. So
Extra spaces.
no, I'm gonna skip North Carolina, man, because nobody wants North. So we have no. Okay, that one I'm okay with being closed accidentally. We have Russia's mysterious City of the Dead. We have, for number one, team uncovers major new truths about the legendary giant squid.
Release the Kraken.
Release.
Did you say new truths?
Yes, number two, legendary giant squid. Number two, I think I read this one earlier, a little while back. So Russia's mysterious City of the Dead is number one, and we'll actually do three. So for number three, it is the Kansas homestead where America's first serial killer family committed its crimes is up for sale. So
First serial killer family, as in more than one person in the family is a serial killer.
I don't know. I haven't read it yet. So number one is Mysterious City of the Dead. Number two is Legendary Giant Squid. And number three is Serial Killer Family. Here's the timer. Go. Do we have? Put your votes in. Put your votes in the audience.
2 or 3.
Yes.
1, 2,
I wonder how many acres it has on that.
Over 100, according. I did see that because it was like right in the beginning of the article. So
Ooh.
So ARC wants number three. That's the serial killer family. So number one is Russia's mysterious City of the Dead. Number two, giant squid. Number three, serial killer family. And right now we have a vote for number three. Three shall be the number of the counting, and the number of the counting shall be 3.
5 is right up.
Yes. 4 shall not count.
Unless
Nor
Stop
shall
saying
not
my name.
count 2.
thou proceedest unto 3.
Yes. Proceeding then thou unto 3. All right. Number 3 it is. This is actually the one I sort of want to read too. So,
Yay.
yes, well, there's a little bit of sand left, but we're going with number 3. If it turns out to be quick and boring, then we can do one last one. So,
It's past my bedtime.
well, I've never heard of a serial killer family. That's kind of interesting, it's creepy.
I mean, you've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, I mean a real one. Here we go.
Wait, that's not a real one.
Authorities recovered the bodies of up to 11 people from the Old West tract of land owned by the notorious Bloody Benders. So I guess I wonder if this is where the phrase "going on a bender" comes from.
Oh,
No, I mean maybe it is. So I guess here are some weird pictures of them. None of them look even remotely alike.
The two on the left kind of do.
Okay, I guess maybe the parents look like siblings. Creepy. In the 1870s, a family of 4 settled on the frontier prairie lands of southeastern Kansas, not far from the town of Cherryvale. John and Kate Bender, along with their 2 adult children, also named John and Kate. That's
It's creepy in itself.
It is, and it's also confusing. Operated an inn and grocery store that catered to travelers along a nearby road until one day they vanished. Locals initially thought the Benders were the latest victims in a string of mysterious disappearances plaguing the area. But it soon became clear that the family had played a more malevolent role in the story. An investigation of the Bender property revealed the remains of an estimated 11 individuals buried in the garden, their skulls smashed and throats slashed. They were smashed and slashed. The family members who appeared to have fled the scene were quickly identified as the perpetrators of these grisly murders. Today, the Bloody Benders endure as a notorious serial killing family of the Old West, and as Jonathan Riley reports for the Salina Journal, the land where they committed their crimes is now up for sale. The historic Bender Farm is listed as Tract 2 in a bundle of 15 properties heading to auction on February 11th. Schrader, the Indiana-based real estate and auction company facilitating the sale, describes the 162-acre tract as containing some mature trees and a beautiful view overlooking the Drum Creek and the farmland bottoms below. According to Amy Renee Liker of the Wichita Eagle, the property's current owners purchased the land in the 1950s or 60s, long after souvenir seekers drawn in by the gory tale had picked apart the original Bender homestead. It's strictly cropland. Brent Wellings, Schrader's Southwest auction manager, tells the Eagle. He suspects that the property will continue to be used as farmland by its new owner, but notes that the upcoming sale of the property could provide a neat opportunity for someone who's interested in that type of history. The Benders are often described as a family of German descent, though little is known about them, and some researchers have questioned whether they were actually related. They arrived in Kansas after the southeastern part of the state had opened to settlers, according to the Kansas Historical Society. A historical marker set up near the Bender farm states that the younger Kate soon gained notoriety as a self-proclaimed healer and spiritualist. A canvas curtain divided the family's home into 2 sections. The front half was used as an inn and general store selling goods, like crackers, sardines, and candies. But the sleeping quarters in the back of the property were employed for far more sinister purposes. The family is said to have enticed travelers into the small cabin with the promise of a hot meal and a chance to rest. According to the Salina Journal, authorities were able to piece together the Benders' modus operandi based on evidence found at the scene. One of the family members would hide behind the dividing curtain, then creep upon the victim from behind and attack them with a hammer. The hapless individual was then dropped through a trapdoor into the cellar, where another waiting vendor would slash their throat. After removing anything of value from the dead, the vendors waited until nightfall and buried the bodies on their property.
It sounds like Sweeney Todd.
Man, it really does.
No
That's like Sweeney Todd and House of a Thousand Corpses.
Because it was not uncommon for travelers to go missing on the rough frontiers of the Old West, it took some time before the victims' disappearances began to attract notice. Alarm bells were first raised when one George Lochner and his daughter, traveling from Kansas to visit family in Iowa, vanished without a trace. Then, a well-known local doctor named William York disappeared. His brothers traced York's last known whereabouts to the Bender farm. The family admitted he had been there, but said the doctor had not stayed for long. In spring 1873, a local noticed that the Bender Inn had been abandoned, and upon closer investigation, found the family's livestock dead or starving. Subsequent searches of the property revealed a blood-soaked cellar and multiple bodies in the garden. One of Dr. York's brothers was able to identify his remains. Lochner and his daughter were found buried together in a single grave. Though authorities issued a $2,000 reward, which would be more than $50,000 today, for the family's capture, their fate remains unclear. Some say the Benders were killed by vigilantes. Others believe they successfully escaped punishment. Today, the tract of land holds no visible signs of the farm's macabre history. The Benders' cabin was demolished long ago, and the precise location of the home and its garden are not known. But morbid mementos of the crime may still appear beneath the surface of the land. Though most accounts place the number of victims at around a dozen, some believe the Benders killed as many as 21 people, and Wellings tells the Eagle he's pretty confident the property has never been scanned for missing bodies.
Morbid Mementos is the name of my gift shop.
That's actually cool.
It's where you have spider bears
Yes.
and tentacle bears at.
So, Count Morbid, someday when you have your own haunted house in the sequestered corners of our property, you're going to have a gift shop there called Morbid Mementos.
Yeah, or morbid curiosities. Yeah.
Morbid Curiosities.
So was their property then in Kansas?
Yes.
Wichita. It said near Wichita, right? Or the Wichita was the local newspaper.
Right.
Oh, the same state as the Super Bowl winners?
No.
Yes.
Despite what Trump thinks, they are not from Kansas.
I don't know why you have to bring politics into this, Dana.
It was stupid. That's what it was. They're from Missouri.
You're from Missouri.
I
Whatever.
lived there for 3 years.
Actually, she's from Ohio. I don't know.
Okay.
Isn't Bulllicker one of the names of the
Yes.
the sons of Grilla, the Icelandic like Halloween witch?
Yes.
The Yule lads.
Yes, one of the Yule lads. That's right.
Bulllicker.
So it's really weird that they would have left their farm and left their cattle behind to starve or die.
Well,
Maybe they
they
went to
were-
Oz.
Well, when you have to get away, you have to. I mean, oh no,
But-
they didn't pack a bag while leaving. Like,
No, but it said that their farm was. It took a while before people realized it was even abandoned.
Right, but once someone started looking, came by probably looking for their dead relatives that they killed, they probably got spooked and ran away.
But that's not what it said in the article.
What did it say about what happened after the doctor's brother came by?
It said after the doctor's brother came by, he was told that his brother didn't stay very long. And then it was some time before the local people noticed that the farm was abandoned. And then after that, that was when they started poking around there and they found that the cattle were all dead or starving, which means it had been some time that they had just been out there, you know, dying and starving or whatever, and the family had long since been gone.
Right. What I'm saying is that leads me to believe that they got spooked when someone came by asking about it and then left. And they left their animals behind, so it took a while before people decided.
It only takes one or two people going, "Hey, did you murder my family?" You know, it's not like they register with the local neighborhood and said, "We're leaving all our stuff on account of murder." Like, it only took one or two people to flush them out. It's not everybody would have noticed they were gone right away. The community wouldn't have noticed they're gone right away.
They just asked whether or not, like, did my brother stop and stay here at this place? Not, did you murder my brother? I mean,
oh no, why weren't these murderers more logical and planned their getaway? Oh no.
I mean, yeah, actually, a little bit, yes.
Maybe that doctor's brother was kind of scary. We don't know.
Wait, you want to put my screen full for a second?
I do? My goodness.
He's got a marker there.
Second, what are we going to look at?
Look at that
Okay.
tail going. Look at that tail.
Oh,
Look at that tail.
what are we doing?
I want a dog.
Tithing. I have to give her extortion or oh shit.
Count morbid language.
I meant she's part Shih Tzu, is what I was trying to say. She's part Shih Tzu.
Is that actually true? I don't even know. I don't even know what a Shih Tzu looks like.
It looks like that, only not at all like that.
Whoa.
That's the end of our show. Yeah.
I'm so not surprised that your dog is black and white.
Right.
Even his dog is in black and white, right?
It looks sort of a goldish yellowy, maybe.
Black and tan.
Yeah, tan.
All right, you guys. It is 9:25, and I guess that means that it is near the time for us to sign out.
Bid adieu.
Yes, to bid you adieu. We will
Adieu.
And you.
No. So Gunther, I think that Gunther and Ion and I will be going to the AFK. So if you're anywhere up here in the northern part of the kingdom, come and you want to come out and hang with us, we will probably be there to get our dinnerly like food. And I just want to remind you all also that next weekend on February 8th at 2:00 at Guardian Games, we will be having a meetup followed by going around to some of the installments of the Portland Light Festival and some LARPy gamey goodness. And also, if you would like to be entered to win a copy, not my copy, but your own copy of Susan Schroder's, put that down, Count Morbid.
She wrote a book called Put It Down, Count Morbid.
You know, it sounds like that should be a book, right? Put that down, Count Morbid.
Oh, wow. I want to read that book.
Put that down. Count Morbid. Don't put that in your mouth. No, you do not like that.
That
Okay.
kid is back on the escalator again.
So if you would like to enter to win your own copy of Susan Schroder's Circle the Sun, which she has said that she will put a custom inscription just for you in the front of your book, whoever the winner may be, please enter the magic word SOUL, S-O-L, on this live stream. Once we have completed the live stream, please put it in the comment section. Not here, not on Facebook, but on YouTube. Put SOUL, the magic word, in the comment section. Yes. And also, like, share, tell all your friends. Thank you for joining us, and we shall see you again here in a couple of weeks. The drawing will be on February 19th, and that's the next FAE News Network.
Invite people to watch with you and make sure they like and subscribe to our stuff.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
What Gunther said. Pew, 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 pew. Yes. Thumbs up. That's right. That's why he's doing the thumb war, right? He's trying to promote more thumbs.
I should make that like a part of the winning condition. Like if I win, you got to thumbs up all of our stuff.
Oh man, that would be great. You should go back and see if you can make Flynn retroactively do that. Go like every single thing we ever done. Give it thumbs up, Flynn. Go, go, go. That'd be amazing. All right. Good night, everybody. We will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Food time. I did. Oh no.